Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another special episode here on the Potawatomi Fire Broadcast Network. It's one of those off-season episodes as we start to introduce you to the 2025 Potawatomi Fire roster. I'm Chris Cox, and I'm joined by one of the newest signees of the Fire, and that is Cam Williams. Cam, thanks for sitting down with me today.
Of course, man. Glad to have you.
Let's start here. You're a name that most Fire fans might be a little familiar with. You played with Wichita a couple of years ago in TBL, and then you were also with Albany when they finished as the runner-up to Shreveport back in 2022. But for Fire fans who might not be that familiar with your game, tell us a little bit about your game and just also a little bit about who you are.
First and foremost, just want to say how you guys doing in Potawatomi. Cam Williams, just explosive guard, combo guard, can play a little bit of one, can play the two, can really shoot the ball. Career 40% behind the three-point line in college, 1,000-point scorer. Somebody who brings the energy every single night on both ends of the court. Can guard, full court. Can guard the yard, but most my game is, scoring in bunches, bringing that energy, to the team. If we need like quick 6 points, quick 8 points, I'm usually who, the coach looks to if we need like a bucket. So that's pretty much my DNA, my MO ever since I've been playing this game of basketball.
And talking with Coach Danoff, that's one thing he said about you is that you are one of those three-level scorers. You can score at the rim, mid-range, you can shoot the three, obviously. And one other thing that he pointed out is that you've played against high levels of competition basically your entire life. You're from the East Coast, a lot of basketball over in that Washington, D.C., Baltimore area where you're from, and then you're wearing the sweatshirt of Ohio State where you went to college. So a lot of high-level basketball in your career as well.
Yes, sir. Got the Big Ten experience, like you said. This will be my 6th year playing pro. I got hurt last season in Azerbaijan, but yeah, man, just looking forward to extending my career and just doing it with the championship team. Like you mentioned, I was on the Albany team, and we basically like lost at the last second game with the overtime. That was a heartbreaker,
Mhm.
and I'm just trying to get that ring, man. I just want to be a part of something special.
Now you have kind of gone all over the place to play basketball, but right now you're calling the Dallas area home. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yep.
So what took you? I know we were talking a little bit before we started, but what took you down to Dallas?
So 2020, obviously, COVID, everything going on, and
Mhm.
I was in Portugal at the time, and during that season, um, COVID was like so bad over there. They they had ended the season, and during that time, I was in talks with my now girlfriend, and she was living in Austin, Texas, while I was in Baltimore, and Baltimore was pretty much closed, so she's just like, "Why don't you just come down here, spend some time?" And we've been locked in ever since, pretty much. Long story short, so
Yeah.
we were living in Austin for about 3 years, and we just had we wanted to change, so we just came down here in February.
All right. I know that there are several Fire players, both current and former Fire players in the Dallas area. How familiar are you with guys like Chuck and Ricky and some of those other guys that are in that area?
I've actually played 2K with Ricky a couple times.
Okay.
We have a mutual friend. I haven't met Chuck. I just learned that he lived down here from Coach, and TJ, he's come to a couple of the runs that we have in
Okay.
Dallas, a couple private runs. So I played with him, a few times over the summer.
I know obviously you're familiar with your former Sky Kings teammate, Ja'Kai Simmons. How
Yes,
much
sir.
have you two talked about the Fire and how excited are you to play with him again?
When he first signed last year, I was surprised. I'm like, man, you signed with the opposition, just joking with him. But he says it's a great experience. We both saw that firsthand in Wichita, how the guys, carry themselves in the community.
Mhm.
You can feel it like as soon as you like walk in the gym that this is like a well-oiled machine, and it's something that, I wanted to be a part of even when I was in Wichita. I'm like, man, like this looks like it could be a great experience. And honestly, like Jakai's like one of my favorite players. Like he obviously jumps out the gym. He can
Yeah.
step out, shoot the three. He can handle the ball. he's like one of the most exciting players like I've ever seen like in my life. And I try to tell him that every time I see him because sometimes as us basketball players, you need to hear that sometimes. And he's tremendously exciting basketball player.
You're coming to a Fire team that has 7 returning players and obviously a lot of experience playing together. How are you trying to kind of fit your game into those guys that have already established themselves here with this team?
Um, like I told Coach on our first phone call, I know, like you said, they didn't lose a game last year. And I just want to be a part of it. Whatever coach needs, if that's off the bench, if that's whatever he needs, I just want to fill in that role, whether it's like a practice guy, just getting the guys better every single day. I don't want to come in, step on anybody's toes, come in, just ruining what you guys already have because what you guys have is special. I just want to come in, whatever coach's role he has for me, I just want to play that role to the best of my ability and have, the best attitude because I know within myself, if I'm playing with the best attitude, a positive attitude, a fun attitude, that's when I'm playing my best. And that's what I feel like that's when everybody's playing their best. So whatever role coach molds for me, like I just want to be the best in that role, to be completely honest.
With a guy that has your skill set, mainly when it comes to shooting the basketball and scoring, it's got to be kind of exciting to know that you're going to play with a point guard like Chuck and also like Deshaun Munson, 2 guys that are capable of giving you 15 to 20 assists any single night.
Yeah. Um, that offense, you guys space the offense tremendously well. Chuck has room to operate,
Mhm.
pull guys in the paint, make assists, make a play for himself. And Deshaun could do the same thing. He's in the mid post, he's working on the wing. For somebody whose strong suit isn't really shooting, like the way that he manipulates defenses and gets other guys open is quite a sight to see, quite honestly. Because I remember playing in Wichita, I'm like, this guy can't shoot. We giving him space, and he's still getting to the basket. He's still
Yeah.
posting us up. He's still finding the open man, and that's something that obviously, like as a shooter, you envision yourself like in those spots, like on the 3 point line, like while teammates, posting up looking for guys, you can just envision yourself on that 3 point line spot and up waiting. Same thing for Chuck. As soon as he penetrates, you just waiting in that corner, you just waiting on that 3 point line for the kick, or if he makes a play, kudos to him.
You kind of mentioned a little bit some of those early conversations that you had with Coach Janoff. What were some of the other conversations you had with him and General Manager David Qualls like before you decided to sign here?
Um, well, coach, he let me know he had a little bit of which is not Wichita, Wisconsin background, and
Hmm.
we kind of laughed and joked about that. He had some he coached Brunson Caning, if I'm correct, and I played him, I want to say my freshman year, and he's a great guard, 6'4", shoot the ball, get to the paint. And we like recapped on a couple of those battles and um a couple of my experiences like in my pro career and my background at Ohio State. And I think we had pretty good communication, followed up a couple more times, and here we are.
So, as I mentioned, you played with Albany in 2022, you played with Wichita in 2023 in TBL. Where else have you played professionally, both either in the States or overseas?
I've been to Uruguay, I've been to Canada, Saudi Arabia, Portugal, and Denmark.
Okay, so kind of a few different regions of the world then to play.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What
sir.
what's been your favorite stop so far outside of the US?
I say Portugal, because where I was located at was in Povoa, and that's like right on the coast. So
Okay.
where I was staying at, you could like literally walk across the street, and the beach is right there. It's like one
Mhm.
of the most beautiful sights, and the coast is like super, 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 super long. And after practice, after a game, you already know where I was at. I was on that beach.
Yeah.
It was nothing like it.
I know basketball, it's a global game, but each region of the world there's kind of a different style played in each region of the world. So how
Mm.
has playing in those different regions helped you grow as a player?
Like you said, you just see various styles, various offenses, defenses. Some of them can get, a little crazy. some of them you might not, really agree with, but I think it's kept me like open-minded,
Mhm.
um, and just wanting to have that zest, to put more tricks and more tools, in my bag because you never know what an offense can throw at you. You never know what an opposing defense can throw at you. And I've gone against, double teams. I've gone against boxing ones, triangle and twos. So, to have the luxury of, experiencing different defense and offenses, it just opens your skill set that much wider.
As we kind of start to wrap things up, one thing I like to do with the guys who are new to the fire is ask some kind of basic, almost kind of rapid fire questions so fans can get to know you a little bit better. So first
Okay.
off, where did you play? We already talked about where you played college. You played in Ohio State. Where'd you play your high school ball?
Mount St. Joseph and Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay. Walk me through your pregame routine.
At the crib, I try to get at least 30 minutes of stretching in. Just, basic stretching. I like to sit on the wall, with my legs up, get like tightness out. Um, on the way to the game, listen to my favorite music, rap, hip hop, some instrumentals. Um, get to the arena. I'm still playing some music. Want to get a really good stretching with some bands, some activation, and then by that time, I'm ready to go. I try to get 50 mid ranges and 53s, before each game. Um, that's how I know I'm good, ready to go.
Do you have any pregame superstitions or things that you have to do before a game?
Besides stretching, no, I don't really believe in anything like that. No.
You mentioned you have a bunch of different music playing throughout the day. So what's in those headphones specifically?
Most likely Currency, Future, Larry June. Yeah, those are my big three right now.
What do you like to do in your free time?
2K, spend time with my family. Um, yeah, but I'm usually on the game playing 2K.
Okay. And then if you weren't a basketball player, what would you be doing? Or has that even crossed your mind?
Um, that's what get me in a lot of trouble lately. Whew, I don't know, man. I'm gonna just say something wacky like astronaut. I've always wanted to be an astronaut, so
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
just say that. I'm gonna just say that.
All right. Well, how about this? Whenever your playing career does end, what do you want to go into?
I want to be a player development. I want to do player development in the NBA.
Okay.
I think I have a knack for getting guys better. Um, when people take the time out to latch on to like my routine and what I go through during the day-to-day basis, I see like an improvement, within that player, whether it's shooting, footwork, just confidence, mindset. I feel like I have the ability to make in my mind, I feel like I have the ability to make any player better if they listen, if they're willing to listen. So I definitely want to get into player development at a high level.
And then finally, Cam, why should Fire fans be excited about seeing you this upcoming season and just this team as a whole this upcoming season?
Because I'm excited to see y'all, man. I want to be a part of something special. I saw it when I was on the opposite side. I'm excited to see it, on you guys' team. Want to be a part of something special. And ultimately, I'm 0 for 2. I want that ring, man. So you guys will be getting the guy that's eager, willing to learn and excited. And whatever coach needs me to do, I'll try my best to facilitate his every need.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Cam. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in person here in a couple months, I guess, when training camp starts.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
That's going to do it for this off-season special here on the Potawatomi Fire Broadcast Network. To stay up to date with all things regarding the Fire and to read more about Cam Williams, visit the Fire website at pottawatomifire.com. You can also follow us on social media for all the latest news and notes. You can find us on Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks again to Cam Williams for joining us. I'm Chris Cox, and I'll talk to you next time right here on the Potawatomi Fire Broadcast Network.